Hi guys, my name is Pawan and welcome to my YouTube channel buildingyourdreams.com. So today we'll be discussing about the fourth chapter in our microeconomics. As you know very well, the fourth chapter is basically asked for 12 markers, excluding your 2 markers as well as your 1 markers. Keeping that in the mind, I've just said you guys before which are the chapters you're supposed to prepare for 6 markers as well as for 4 markers, because you are going to get more options over there. So one of the easiest chapter which you can score 4 markers is from this chapter, and we're not focusing more much on the 6 markers from this chapter. Why? Because there are other chapters which you can focus for 6 markers, which is very much easier. Instead of wasting on the time which is really not necessary, if you just focus on the important concepts of this chapter, it's like for 4 markers, you're going to get a little more easy for you. It's going to be a little more relaxed for you when studying, as well as you'll be getting a systematic modus operandi. Modus operandi is nothing but a systematic method of studying. As such, I've just made this chapter into a little more simplified manner. Make sure that you focus on this chapter. It's basically for 4 markers. Let's only attend for 4 markers from this chapter. I'm excluding the 2 markers and 1 markers because I've already said you what you're supposed to do for your 2 markers and 1 markers. Keeping in the mind 2 markers and 1 markers, what you're supposed to do, just take 10 question papers and then go through each question papers. Each question papers, when you complete your 2 markers as well as your 1 markers and POQ, it's going to be really a cakewalk for you. So I'm not focusing on 2 markers and 1 markers. One of the videos I'll be uploading how we are supposed to focus on your 2 markers and 1 markers. I'll be showing you that later, but now in this chapter we're going to focus only on a 4 markers. 4 markers, and it is a 100% sure question that you're going to get a 4 markers question from this chapter. So now let's get started. Okay. Explain the average revenue or price line of the firm under the perfect competition with the help of a diagram. So what you're going to do, you're going to explain the average revenue or the price line of a firm. Explain the average revenue or price line of a firm under the perfect competition with the help of diagram. So now you're going to show explaining the average revenue as well as you're explaining the price line of a firm. Okay, price line of a firm under the perfect competition. Now, so you know that the definition, the very important definition, it is defined as this average revenue or price line of the firm. It's basically defined as the total revenue per unit of output. It is nothing but it is a total revenue which you're receiving from your output. Okay, from your output, which is a total revenue receiving. That is basically important to understand over here. So now the formula is AR is equal to TR by Q. What is the AR? AR is very simple. AR is average revenue. What is TR? TR is nothing but the total revenue. And Q, what is Q? Q is nothing but the quantities sold. The Q is nothing but the quantities sold. Okay, as being said that, so first important concept over here, we just said that it is defined as average revenue per unit of output. The total average revenue, average revenue I'm basically mentioning over here, it's basically the total revenue per unit of output, That's very much important definition we're going to mention. And then you're going to write AR is equal to TR by Q. What is AR? AR is nothing but the average revenue. What is TR? Total revenue. And what is Q? Q is nothing but the quantities sold. Next one. Under the average revenue, AR will be equal to the market price. So under the average revenue, AR will be equal to what? Under the average revenue, AR will be equal to the market price, because in perfect competition, I've just written the short form PCM. See, under the average revenue, AR will be always equal to the market price, because in perfect competition market, seller sells his product which is prevailing in the market. See, that means that the seller will always sell a product which is there in the market. It's a simple understanding. A seller will sell the product which is prevailing in the market. If the seller sells his product in lower price, he incur losses, or increases the prices, he loses his customers representation, which can be represented in a diagram. So he's saying that basically a seller sells his product which is there in the market. If you sell in lower price, what will happen? Obviously you'll incur loss. If you're a businessman, if you are selling lower price, what will happen to you? You're incurring losses. And if you sell in higher price, what happen? What will happen? It's basic understanding that you will lose your customers. Okay. So now this can be explained with a diagram. You can see over here there is Y, Y, O, X, P and Q. Here it's the price and price line. So just mention it. It's nothing which very detailed you can mention it. Just mention with a diagram. That's basically about you can basic understanding. P is what? P is the market price. P is what? The P is a market price. Horizontal straight line cuts y-axis at height P. Horizontal straight line cuts y-axis at where? At height P. Horizontal straight line cuts y-axis. So this horizontal straight line cuts y-axis at the height P. This horizontal line is basically cut at y-axis at P. Horizontal line is the price line. So what is the horizontal line? This horizontal line is nothing but the price line. Okay. Horizontal line is a price line, and then AR demand curve of the customer. So what is AR? AR is nothing but the demand curve of the customers. You can see over here AR is nothing but the demand curve of the customers. So AR is the demand curve of the customer. Okay, as being said that average revenue is the demand curve of the customer. So under the average revenue, AR will be equal to the market price. So also it's very much important that you just mention the last statement once again, where you can just give emphasis towards it. So first what we did, we have basically defined it, and then we gave an explanation. We wrote the formula. I explained the average revenue price line of a firm under perfect competition. You just gave the formula. Then what did you do? You explained it. See, you explained in the seller sells his product which is prevailing in the market. If he's selling lower price, what will happen? He will incur losses. If he's selling in higher price, what will happen? It will basically loses customers. That we try to focus over here. Next one, we also studied. We drew the diagram and then we explained it. So guys, this is the first question, very important question we're supposed to focus. And next type of question is, we are going to explain the perfect competition and its features. So guys, so the conditions needed in a profit of a firm. So basically over here, it's very much important for you to understand the perfect competition features. I've just wrote two questions over here, but do not focus on the next type of question, which I'll be explaining in the next video. But this from this question answer, it's very much important that you focus on this question, that is perfect competition features. What are the perfect competition features? Guys, it's very much important that focusing on perfect competition, it's a most important repeated question. So kindly pause this video, pause this video and take down this notes. It's very much important, very much important. So now let's focus. Okay. Large number of buyers and so what are the perfect competition features? First one is there are large number of buyers and sellers of a product. See, in a perfect competition, you can see that there is n number of buyers and there is n number of sellers. There is large number of buyers as well as there is large number of sellers in the market. Okay, the product of all firms are homogeneous. See, in a perfect competition, the product of all firms are homogeneous. Okay. So first one, large number of buyers and sellers. The product of all firms are homogeneous as an existence of single price. See guys, in a perfect competition, remember always there's going to be a single price. First one, large number of buyers and sellers. There are more buyers, there are more sellers. And the product of all firms are homogeneous. And then basically it is existence of single price, and then freedom to entry, exit and entry market. You can exit the market whenever you want, as well as you can enter the market. Next one. All the firms and buyers have perfect information. So all the firms as well as buyers have perfect information. What do they have? They have a perfect information. All the firms and buyers, they have a perfect information. As price takes, each firm faces perfect elasticity demand. See, as price is taking each firm, there is what basically there faces a perfectly elastic demand. There is a perfect see, as price is taking each firm, there is a perfectly elastic demand curve. Each firm is a price taker in perfect competition. So each firm is a price taker in a perfect competition. You can see that each firm, every firm is basically a price taker in a perfect competition. There is an absence of transportation cost. There is a free mobility of factor of production. See, there is an absence of transportation cost, because why? Because there is a free mobility of factor of production. There is no transportation cost. Why? Because it is very free of mobility factor of production. The factor of production is very mobility. That's the reason. There is absence of transportation cost. So guys, that's all for today's class. Basically, I'm just making it short as a reason that you guys can entirely focus little by little. If you just try to grasp very little by little, you will be understanding it little more. Right. So as a result, today we are focused on explain the average revenue or price line of a firm under perfect competition with the help of a diagram, and then we also discussed about the perfect competition features. Okay guys, that's all for today's class. Thank you. Love you all so much. Wishing you the most and more day. And please do like it and subscribe this channel so that you can get entire notifications of my all other important classes. Guys, for your knowledge, I've also updated various notes on second PUC English as well as French and other subjects, commerce accounts. So kindly even go through that, and please do share this YouTube channel if you do like it, and please do like it and subscribe. Just mention it once again. Guys, in the next video further we'll be discussing the continuation of this chapter. That is going to be your part 2 video from this chapter. So in this we'll be discussing, next chapter we'll be discussing, next part we'll be discussing about write a short note on profit maximization under different conditions and further important topics. So thank you, goodbye, love you all so much, wishing you the most in my day. Good day.